UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi is going down tomorrow. Stay tuned for the stream. There are some huge fights going on in the UFC. Expect some big changes after tomorrow night. We're going to kick things off with the first fight on the main card, Said Nurmagomedov versus Muin Gafurov. I'm going to rock with Said Nurmagomedov. I think the guy is very polished. He's a very, very good up-and-comer. Gafurov coming off of a decision loss. So I'm going with Said Nurmagomedov for this one. Next up, we got Ikram Aliskerov taking on Warlley Alvarez. Warlley Alvarez, the vet, he's been around the block. He's had his ups and downs, but I just think Ikram Aliskerov is just he's another one of those guys from Dagestan, man. These guys are here and they are starting to take over. I'm going with Ikram Aliskerov. I think Warlley Alvarez is going to be a little bit tough to try to submit, so I'll say Ikram by decision. These next three fights are very, very big for the UFC. Magomed Ankalaev arguably could be the light heavyweight champion. He had that very, very close, but a draw with Jan Blachowicz, and he's taking on Johnny Walker, the crazy man, the guy who not only has some of the best knockouts in UFC, but has some of the best clips of him getting knocked out in the UFC. Johnny Walker, it's always a treat to watch him fight. The guy puts on great fights, but I'm going with Magomed Ankalaev. I think Magomed Ankalaev is much more well-rounded. You know, I would give the advantage on the feet to Johnny Walker. I think Magomed Ankalaev might be a little bit too big, too strong. I think Ankalaev is going to be able to take Johnny Walker down, wear him out, possibly win by submission. I'll say round 4. In our co-main event, we got Kamaru Usman coming in on short notice to take on Khamzat Chimaev in the middleweight division. But I guarantee you, if Khamzat Chimaev wins this fight, he'll probably be the #1 contender, if not number 2 contender for the welterweight strap. So a lot riding on this fight for Khamzat Chimaev. Kamaru Usman coming to this fight on short notice. He did have that scare in his open workouts where he said his knee popped. I'll put in the clip here. So as you can see from that clip, he did have that scare where he says his knee popped. So, man, I got to go with Khamzat Chimaev. I'm sure the betting odds after this video came out, I'm sure the betting odds for Khamzat Chimaev freaking blew through the roof. And so if any of you crazy bettors want to bet on Kamaru Usman, I'm sure he's going to be a huge betting underdog after this video. Kamaru Usman coming into this fight on very, very short notice. I just don't know how his cardio is going to stack up. He has problems with those knees. Like you just saw, he said his knee popped. That's not going to be a good thing because I guarantee you now Khamzat Chimaev is going to see this video and he's going to attack it. So hopefully this lives up to the hype and becomes a great fight to watch. But we'll see come Saturday night. And in our main event, champion versus champion, Islam Makhachev will defend his belt against the featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski. Volkanovski coming in on short notice. Man, this guy is an animal. This guy is crazy. To be honest, though, I think it's a smart move. He has nothing to lose, in my opinion. If he wins, he becomes double champ. If he loses, hey, man, you took on the best lightweight in the world on short notice. Kudos to you. And you get big-time payday. But don't let it fool you. Islam Makhachev also is taking this fight on short notice. I think Charles Oliveira is a completely different style than Alexander Volkanovski. So it's going to be tough for Islam too to have to adjust on short notice to someone like Volk. Because as we've seen time and time again, Alexander Volkanovski is the real deal, man. This guy comes to fight and he dominates. Destroys them on the feet. Destroys them on the ground. We think he has a disadvantage on the feet. He goes out there, outstrikes Max Holloway. We think he has a disadvantage on the ground. He goes out there and takes down Islam Makhachev and ground and pounds the crap out of him, making people think that he genuinely won that fight. So, you know, Volk is no slouch. But for this fight, I'm going to pick Alexander Volkanovski. I'm just going to do it, man. I think the guy had a really good shot at winning the last fight. And I think going into this one, he knows he's got nothing to lose. I think he's going to go for broke. I think it's going to be an even better fight than the first. I just think Volk is going to have a better fight. He's going to take it to Islam. But this is the fight game, man. You never know. This is crazy. So this is such a good fight. I'm glad they got the rematch done. I would have liked to see Volk get a full camp for this fight, but it is what it is. We're getting it anyways. I cannot wait. Thank you all so much for the support, and I'll see you tomorrow night.